exactly.
or me. It should be interpreted by Muhammad. And Muhammad's example is caught in the hadith. So let's see how the hadith interpret this ayah.
Bob, before
narrated by Abu Dawud.
Do you mind before I
Do you want to hear the hadith?
Yeah.
Speak up because he can't hear you.
I don't have
Do you want to hear the hadith?
What number?
Do you want to hear the hadith?
Yes.
What number?
Okay.
What number hadith?
Narrated by Abu Dawud.
No, let's talk
The
about
Prophet
the sun
asked
question.
me
Was
at
you wrong?
sunset,
Was you wrong about the sun?
do you know
Yes.
where the sun goes at the time of sunset? I, meaning Muhammad, replied, Allah and his apostle know better. I don't know why Muhammad is speaking of himself in the third
We don't need your
person.
explanation, just read the hadith.
So,
If you want us to speak to you,
he
be
said,
respectful.
it
You are
goes,
not allowed to
i.e.
disrespect
travels,
Muhammad.
till
gonna be
it
disrespectful to the
prostrates
Prophet,
itself
not gonna
underneath the
continue
throne
reading.
and takes the permission to rise again. And it is permitted. And then a time will come when it will be about to prostrate itself, but its prostration will not be accepted, and it will be asked permission to go on its course, but it will not be permitted, but it will be ordered to return whence it comes, so it will rise in the west. Abu Dawud said, this is another hadith, I was sitting behind the apostle of Allah, who was riding a donkey while the sun was setting,
Right now, isn't it?
and he asked,
Is this question for
do
me?
you know
Is this
where
for me?
this sets, meaning the sun?
Is this for me?
I, meaning Muhammad, replied, Allah and his apostles know best. He said, it sets in a spring of warm water. That's what the hadith says. That's what the ayah of the Quran should be interpreted by. You have been exposed
I have not
for the
yet.
ignorant man you are,
I have not
as
answered
well as a
anything
man lacking any etiquette at all.
yet. Have I answered already?
Physical place where people
How we
sit
can make a
around.
conclusion?
Yeah.
It does not make sense.
I
You
know.
are having conversation together, it seems.
Well, because there's no point having a conversation with you.
So why you say I'm
You
running
never
away?
stop talking.
If I move away,
You never stop
if
talking.
I move away, he say I'm running away.
So reply
And
to the
if I
hadith.
come back for him, he say I do not
Reply
want to
to the
have
hadith.
conversation with you. No, question him.
Reply to the hadith.
Do you want to have conversation with me or
Reply
not?
to the hadith.
Before anything.
I'll let you reply.
No, it's not you let me. If I move away, you're gonna say I'm running away.
You are running.
If I come back, you say I do not want to speak with you.
I hear a
Which
lot
one?
of noise but not an answer.
Which one you want? You want to speak?
I want
Or
you
you
to
want me
address
go away?
how Muhammad understood the
Are
verse
you
of the
asking me
Quran.
the question?
Yes, I've just asked you.
Are you gonna let me answer fully
Of
without
course
any
I am.
disturbance?
If you could actually stop waffling and get on with
I'm
it.
not waffling. Previously, he agreed he was wrong when he said the Quran teaches that the sun set in murky water. He agreed that the Quran says the sun is running in its
No,
order.
sorry.
Do you mind?
I didn't notice.
Do
No,
you mind?
misrepresent
Let
me.
me finish.
I did not agree that I was wrong that the Quran said in a pool of murky water.
Yeah, no.
I
He
did agree.
saw it.
I did agree.
What does
I
it mean
did.
he saw it?
He saw it.
All right.
Setting in a spring
He
of
saw
murky
it.
water.
But the Quran in another place.
Not above, not
Right.
over, not far from,
Right.
in.
God.
In.
God.
Learn your
We are making
prepositions.
progress now.
We are in Hyde Park.
Calm down.
Speaker's
Calm
Corner.
down.
We are not
Now.
adjacent to,
Slow,
far
slow,
from,
slow,
over,
slow.
distant
Let's
to.
analyze.
We're in the park.
Let's analyze.
Setting sun
All right.
in a spring
Oh,
murky
we heard
water.
you.
Learn
We
your
heard-
prepositions.
We heard you. But the sun said about the sun, speaking factually, the sun is running in its orbit constantly. Is this mentioned in the Quran or not?
Show me where it says constantly.
Yes.
Let's see that.
Fact check.
Because the hadith that was used,
Yeah.
the hadith
We
that
have
was
to go-
used also spoke
Let's get the
about the
verse.
sun following a course.
All right.
So I have no problems
Right.
with the idea that the sun follows a course.
Here you go. Now,
No problem.
Now he's
Now
But
Wow.
the course
Yeah.
includes
So,
setting
you
in
cannot
to a
say
spring of murky water.
He saw it.
Setting in. Why do you always miss that bit out?
Yes, fine. I saw the
So
sun.
let's see
I saw
the
the
ayah,
sun
please.
sitting in the sea.
The ayah, please.
Now, do you see the sun hiding behind?
I have never
or not?
seen or ever have I said that the sun sets in the sea. I am
have seen
smarter
it.
than
Many
Muhammad.
people saw
I'm
it.
sorry.
And the vision, seeing the thing happening.
No
You are talking
one
about the vision.
sees the
Do
sun
you
setting in the
understand or you are a
sea.
fool?
No one sees it.
Right.
Aye.
So the ayah and the
I'll
surah.
give you, sir. 1 second. Chapter 36,
36.
please.
Yep. Ayah
40.
40.
Thank you.
Fact check. Yes, give him a chance. Give him
Okay.
a chance. Give him a
He
chance.
saw it.
Just give him a chance.
If I see the sun setting in a place,
Aye.
I'm saying what I have seen. Does not say the sun goes there.
And it's not
Here
Allah
is what the
subhanahu wa ta'ala
sun
talking
is
there.
about. Read out. Quran 40, verse.
Oh, you're in trouble.
I'm not in trouble.
He's really in
36.
trouble, guys. He
Read,
doesn't
please.
know what he's just let himself
Read,
in
please,
for.
out. Can you just say
So-
36, 40?
He's
He's in
made you
trouble.
roasting now.
Now, because he insists
Why you are
that
not
we read,
reading? Just read.
I don't need to obey you. I'm not your dimmy. He wants to walk
Why should
away.
I speak to
He
this
wants
man?
to walk away.
If I give him a verse, I tell him please
I'm
read.
going to
he
read
does
it.
not want to
Right
read
there,
it.
right
But
there,
let's
right there.
read it
What
all.
should I do for him?
Because he just dug himself a ditch and he doesn't even
Why he
know.
cannot just
read
read?
it,
Are you listening?
Can he read?
Listen carefully.
36,
Listen.
40.
Because he's made his problems worse.
Aye.
Can you just read, please?
Right, listen.
Give us your
38 to 40, including 39.
Read number 40, please.
We're going to read 38
I
to
need you
40.
to read 40 first. After this, do
I
whatever
am
you
not
want.
your dimmy. I don't do what
Here
you
you
say.
go. Bob the Builder.
And the
cannot
sun
read a verse. I'm telling him
runs
to
his
read.
course for a period determined for him. That is the decree of the exalted in might, the all-knowing. And the moon, we have measured for it mansions, till she returns like the old lower part of a date stalk. It is not permitted to the sun to catch up the moon, nor can the night outstrip the day. Each swims along in orbit.
Thank you.
Now,
Here you go.
now,
Continue. Tell me what you want to say about this.
so, one,
Here is a Christian.
one,
Hey, he made a good point, brother.
It's in-
They didn't know back then.
it's in the Bible.
But they didn't.
It says the sun and
Does
the
it
moon
run in
that
the
you have
orbit?
laid in their courses.
Does the sun
We
run?
have the same thing in the Bible.
Does it say here the
There's
sun
nothing amazing
running in
about it.
orbit
they
or
copy
not?
from the Bible.
Anyone on earth can see the sun in an orbit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Aristotle
Doesn't-
talked about the orbit.
He is not
Answer the
answering.
Greek, answer the Greek, Aristotle.
You are ignorant
You are running
again.
away, talking
Ignorant again.
Ignorant.
So,
Does it run in an orbit or not?
I've never denied that it did.
Here you go.
Never denied. I never
He
built
saw
my
the sun.
We got that
setting
Here's your
in a
problem.
puddle of mud.
Does the Bible say that?
Yes.
If you see the sun setting
Yes.
in the ocean,
Where does it say
you are seeing
continuously?
it. But when the Quran spoke factually,
Your word, you
Do you
said,
mind? Do you mind?
you said,
Let me finish.
you said, it runs continuously.
have a conversation,
Where's the
man.
word continuously?
One at a time, one at a time.
Running.
Running, where does it say continuously?
Oh, Sam, you're killing me. You want me to read this now?
What is the tense used here? Which tense?
No.
Which tense? Because you are not Arab.
Reading the Arabic.
What is the tense here?
Swims.
Along. Present.
In its orbit.
Present.
Swims.
What the present tense? What does it mean?
Yes, it means it's an action that you're doing.
Continuous.
They never look.
It is a continuous action.
Thank you.
But it doesn't imply continuous.
It is
Can you,
continuous
if
action.
I say he swims, does that mean he's always swimming? No, exactly. You don't know your tenses. Thank you very
Where the
much.
Quran says the sun have stopped.
So,
Wait. Where the Quran says the sun have stopped.
the surah,
To negate
So,
It's not present all the
let's
time.
be clear.
No, answer
The
me.
ayah.
Just answer me.
I am going to answer you if
Yeah.
you could shut up.
Just answer.
Can you shut up?
Give me the verse.
Can you shut up?
If you give me the verse.
Can you be shut up?
If you give me the verse.
The ayah that I quoted does not imply that the sun stops orbiting. It simply says
Thank you.
that it
So
sets
why you're making the
into
argument?
a spring of murky
Why
water.
are bringing the argument?
So his
If you-
argument
if you
does
believe-
not justify his text.
Bob,
But let's be
Are you
clear.
self-contradictory now?
Let's be clear.
Are you self-contradictory?
This ayah states something that is illogical.
Illogical how?
Illogical.
How?
It says it is not permitted to the sun to catch up the moon.
Yes.
Nor can the night outstrip the day.
Yes.
For those
Is it
of
day
you,
now or night for us?
for those
Is it
of
day or
you
night now?
that have studied astronomy,
You cannot stop this
moon,
man from making
the
false
moon,
allegations.
the moon, the sun does not orbit the moon. The moon orbits the
I need
earth.
to go.
The earth
Make your point.
orbits the
Please,
sun.
I need to go.
The astronomy described in the Quran is in error. It implies something that is false.
Bob,
reading
let's
English.
please make a...
Oh, I'm reading the English.
I need to go.
Can you read Arabic?
No.
Oh, so she's reading the English too. But she's reading the English and I'm wrong.
Everyone is
I'm reading the English,
Sister, I need
but
to
I'm
go.
not right. So how can a non-Arabic speaker tell me I'm wrong?
Are you
Confused on call.
This is the logic
Are
with
you-
both of you.
No, I'm not. I
With
have
both
not,
of you.
I have not agreed you have conversation.
I am not your dimmy. I don't do what you say.
I'm gonna move and let you have
Of
a
course
conversation
you're
with
going
her.
to run
If
away.
you want me to stand here,
Carry
speak
on.
with me only.
I don't need to do what you
I have
say.
to go.
I don't need to do.
No, if you want to
Notice
stand,
the supremacist logic of the introduction. I have to do what he says. And because I refuse, he's walking away. I am running away. I am running away. But who's walking away? Who's walking away? So, tell
You are
me.
not engaging me.
Translation.
Why should I stand? Am I fool like you?
Tell me.
Why should I stand?
Tell me.
If you want to speak to the lady and not me, why should I stand? Can you explain to me?
Tell me. You said that
Why
the night.
should I stand?
I'm going to prove you
if
wrong.
You are talking to the lady.
I'm
and not
going to prove you wrong. He said that the night cannot outstrip the day. So tell me, what is an
Are you a
eclipse?
troll?
What
Are you
is
troll
an
or
eclipse?
Are you trolling me now?
Right, the
Are you
Quran
trolling me
says.
now?
Tell me,
What's
tell
the
me.
matter?
Why?
It says that night cannot outstrip the
Hey,
day.
homie, just why I do it.
Tell me, what is an eclipse?
If I'm going to answer you,
Answer the
and you
question.
start talking to the lady on the side,
Yeah, I'm asking you
why should
now.
I talk to you?
Answer me now.
Do you?
Says in the
Do
Quran.
you stand
Says in
to
the
listen
Quran.
to them?
Nor
That's a
can
brother,
night
that's
a-
outstrip the
Yes,
day,
yes.
because it is not permitted.
You are
Notice,
asking, you want an
it
answer?
is not permitted
Yes.
for the sun to catch the moon or the moon to catch up to the sun. So tell me, what the hell is an eclipse if it is not the moon stopping the sun? Answer the question.
I'm going to answer you.
Yes, please.
But you're not going to speak to anyone aside.
I want you to answer the question.
No, if you...
I am
gonna-
not your dimmy. I don't do what
so
you say.
why should I answer you?
I don't think you
Every
can.
time I open my mouth to answer,
Are you going to answer the
he
question?
immediately starts
Do you want to hear the answer to the question?
No.
Answer the question.
This is your sheep here.
Oh, he's insulting you now.
Yes.
He's not happy just to insult me
I
as
don't
a
think
donkey.
sheep.
Every one of you
Your book call you
said
sheep.
yes,
What's wrong with this?
are a sheep now to him.
That's about it.
This is his
That's
supremacist
about call you
logic.
sheep.
So,
Does Jesus call you a sheep? or
answer
not?
my question.
Jesus call you a sheep or not?
Answer the question. Do you want to hear him answer my question? Yes or no?
Yes.
So, the Quran says that the night cannot outstrip the day. Explain to me what is an eclipse.
No one answering him. Every time I try to answer, he starts talking.
You're not answering my question.
Why should I answer you?
See?
Why are not listening?
Answer the question.
Now we help him.
I'm going to not
To
talk
answer
for 3
someone
minutes
who does not
because he's
respect
going to
my
answer my
answer.
question.
So let me
I'm going to be
speak.
silent now.
No, I'm not
Answer
gonna
my question.
Unless you say you're gonna listen to the end, I'm not gonna answer.
He will.
No, he has to say it.
Bob, just say you will, come on.
Yeah, come on. He can't. He cannot stand the truth. He has to diverse.
Naomi, help him.
So I have to go away because every time I'm going to answer, he will start. Wah. You cannot be civilized. You are an idiot. You are a fool. You are a donkey.
And by the way, you're all sheep.
Yes.
He's running away. I'll ask you again. The Quran says,
I will answer.
no can night outstrip the day. Why? Because it is not permitted to the sun to catch up the moon, nor the night outstrip the day.
Can I
Each
answer without being
swims
disturbed?
along in its own orbit.
Thank you.
So what is an eclipse if not the moon blocking
Have you
the
read the
light
entire Quran?
of day?
Have you read the entire Quran?
I'm waiting for your answer.
Now answer me. Does the Quran talk about eclipse or not?
I'm waiting for your answer.
Does the Quran talk about eclipse or not?
I'm waiting for your answer.
You are saying the Quran says eclipse does not happen.
I haven't said that.
Quran is saying Paul saying it's happening.
I haven't. So
Bob,
we got a contradiction in the Quran.
Bob,
then?
it's no contradiction.
It is a contradiction.
The sun, I'm going to answer without being disturbed.
Well, get on with it.
I
then.
am going to answer now without
Get
being
on with
disturbed.
it then. I know you think you're scary,
I'm not.
but I promise you, you're not. So
I'm
answer
not
the
scaring
question.
you. You're scared.
You
What
really
can
do
I do
not.
for you?
Nobody scares
You
me,
are
brother.
scared, but
My fear
I'm
is
not
to God
intending to
alone,
scare you.
not to anyone
You
else.
should be courageous.
I will ask you
have
again.
the Holy Ghost in you.
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
are
The
you scared
Quran
from me?
states that night cannot outstrip the day. And then he said, you remember, he said, is it not night time now? That's what he said. So what he's saying is, night and day do not happen at the same time.
Can I answer?
That's what he said.
Can I answer without being disturbed?
So,
simple question.
answer the question.
Simple question.
Go on, answer my question.
Can I answer without being disturbed?
Yes.
No. He not to say it. Can I answer
Do you
without
notice
being
his delay?
disturbed?
Do you want him to answer the question?
Every time I attempt to answer this
before
idiot,
Christmas.
he disturbs me. This idiot, every time I want to answer, he disturbs me.
His glasses come off.
You want an answer? You're
I'm
going to
funny.
respect.
I think I've asked him several
And allow
times
me
for
to
an
answer
answer,
without being
but he's
disturbed.
still unsure.
I'm
He's
not-
still unsure.
I'm
Maybe
not.
there's a language
If you
problem.
move away, I'm going to forgive
I
you
will.
answer for the
I
comment.
will begin again.
Yeah.
What is your answer?
Once I
the
start
Quran
to speak,
states.
you're
The
shouting.
Quran
full
states
stop.
that
This is a problem.
nor can the night outstrip the day. What then is a solar eclipse?
You are making a problem now. I need answer without being disturbed. Do you give me this? Yes or no? You give me this.
I'm waiting.
No, you have to say.
I don't have to do what you say.
Oh, here you go. So if I try to answer,
He's upset because I won't be a dimmy.
No point giving him an
Gonna
answer
steal the
for an
phrase, you're
idiot.
gonna
like
steal
that.
Do you want to hear the answer?
No, I'm
Yes.
Answer the
You're
question.
going to be listening.
Answer, please.
You're going to be
Answer, bro.
listening.
I'm all ears.
Yeah, without any disturbance. Yeah, without any disturbance.
Bob, can you say
You
yes,
are
please?
civilized enough to
I'm not his dimmy, bro. I'm not his
You
dimmy.
are dimmy. You don't have to be a dimmy to be respectful.
Do you see? He's not answering the
You are an
question.
idiot.
This is called paddling.
You are no
It's
one.
called
You're
treading
not
water.
dimmy or whatever.
He's putting off answering the question. I am going to time myself.
Any human
I am not
being-
going to speak for 3 minutes.
Bob,
I want him to
you
answer the
are
question.
an idiot. Because you ask somebody a question
And you're all
and you
sheep.
do not allow them to answer it. This is the
That's what he
action of
said.
an idiot only. I would like to answer it.
Before Christmas,
And I'm
please.
asking you,
Yeah, before Christmas, please.
Yes,
please
Before Christmas.
allow me to answer without being disturbed.
Carry on.
Is this much?
Carry on.
Is this much to answer?
Honestly, man,
Right.
killing me.
Please civilize it and allow me to answer
3
without
minutes,
being
guys.
disturbed. No. Whatever. You can wait until New Year and Christmas, whatever you want to wait. I don't care. You are an idiot. If you are not an idiot, you're not going to disturb me.
Idiot, clown.
Oh, what's happened there?
Let's stand there.
You keep repeating yourself.
Because I tried to answer many times.
He said, can you give your answer? And he's still waiting for your
Yeah,
answer and you're
moment
not
I
giving
start
it.
to answer.
Go on, Naomi. Tell him. Tell him, Naomi.
This fool,
And you keep saying, is
According
that
to his
Christian?
Bible,
Is that
I
Christian
think he
way?
can fool me.
Is that a Christian
Yeah.
way, a Muslim way of behaving?
This is
Saying-
love.
using
He's
words
calling
like
people to-
fool and stuff like this.
Yeah, tell him, Naomi.
Is that your love of God or your
This
love of...
book, madam, if you read in it, it says,
David, you killed this guy, man.
What do you mean? Nothing.
Yeah, now you're talking to me. Can you answer Bob, please?
yeah, I'm not going to answer him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Unless you agree not to disturb.
He's standing there silent. He hasn't interrupted you. You're talking to me.
Once
and he's
I
waited
talk,
there still for
once
like
I
6
speak,
minutes.
Once I speak, he will do. Once I speak, he will do.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's quite good at talking. Maybe he needs to learn.
We're not gonna
to
get
listen.
good
So
views
can
for this
you
one,
just
I tell you.
answer and then he'll just hopefully stay quiet for the time he allows, because he does have a good
I
way of
tried
talking.
many times, it didn't work.
He does have a good way of talking, and
tried,
sometimes he
I
might
tried,
interrupt.
I
But
tried
can you just
many times.
answer the question?
I tried many times, it didn't work. So what should I do?
Bro, stop being a kid.
Yeah, no. Take over, you're going to answer him, answer him.
You answer
You're a
all of
Muslim,
us, not him.
are you a Muslim?
It doesn't matter what I am. I just
Who are
want to
you?
hear your
Why
It doesn't matter what I am.
should I answer him?
Notice
Why
how he
should
thinks
I?
you have to answer his questions. Do what he tells
Why should I answer him?
That's his supremacy.
Why should I answer him?
Imperialism. We don't
Why
like
should,
it.
why should I?
We don't like imperialism.
Yeah.
No Sharia law.
And using words like sheep and donkey, that's not very mature, is it?
It's not, but the Bible teaches so.
And stupid
I
and
wish
clown.
the Bible doesn't
We're
say
human beings, we're not sheep or
I
donkeys.
agree 100
Yeah, tell you now,
but this
mate.
book says all this for them, and he cannot deny it.
And God, and if you use the word sheep, then it means that Jesus or God loves his sheep, which is including you as well, my friend. He loves the people that follow him. So that's what sheep
Even
means.
she can correct you. My
No,
gosh, man.
Oh, no.
Right, guys, that was 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
And I asked him to answer the question, and you can see, even when I shut up and I don't speak, he doesn't answer the question.
Yeah, wonder why. Wonder
I
why.
think that speaks for
I
itself.
do not believe in the crucifixion.
I think that speaks for itself. I gave him 3 minutes without interruption, and he didn't want to answer. Do you know why?
Why, Bob?
Do you know why? Because in his supremacist mentality, he believes that every Christian is beneath him and that we should all do what he says. And unless we humble ourselves before him, he does not have to deign himself to treat us like his equal. I gave him 3 minutes to answer the question about the fact that the Quran states that night cannot overtake the day,
Have you ever heard me say
but a solar eclipse is exactly that, night overtaking day. The Quran says that the sun and the moon can never overtake one another because they are in separate orbits. But a solar eclipse is precisely when the moon passes in front of the sun and interferes with the direct light from the sun, creating night. And then he said that the Quran also speaks about eclipses. So the Quran contains contradiction. It acknowledges eclipses as happening, but then denies that night can overtake day.
Orbit does not change.
If you do not accept that night can overtake day, you are denying the possibility of a solar eclipse. That is what the Quran is saying. You had your chance, you missed your chance. I don't need to give you another one.
Yeah, I know.
Brothers and sisters,
Bob, wrap it up.
if the Quran is full of factual errors, like saying that the sun sets in a puddle of murky water and that night cannot overtake day, bearing in mind that the only thing that night is the absence of light, the absence of the sun's light. So if night cannot overtake day, then night, which by definition is not the absence of light, then the Quran is in error. 2 errors of an astronomical nature when the author of the Quran is supposed to be all-knowing. The Quran is not from God.
This
because
man
the
is
Quran
But
says
he's refusing to
its
have
own
it.
standard, its own standard is that if this was from any other of Allah,
Can we
people
have
like
equal
me
time about it?
would find many errors
If you
in the
are
Quran.
truthful,
And the reality
you will
is,
go for equal
I
time.
don't have to look far
Equal
to find
time,
errors in the Quran.
Equal time.
And when he was given the chance,
Equal
3
time.
minutes, when I said
Never give a
nothing,
chance, you
he
liar.
wasted the time
Equal time.
talking to him. Did you all see me give him 3 minutes to reply? Thank you very much. The man is so deluded
me.
in his way of
I need
thinking
equal time with
that
the
even
disturbance.
when I shut up, he says that I'm oppressing him. That's his persecution complex. Right there. He'll be accusing me of Islamophobia next.
Can we have equal time?
I'm done now. I'm
You have to run
going.
away.